support that you need from the people around you, then don't let that be the stick that you're measuring yourself by. You need to measure yourself by your own reasons that you're doing relay, and that's the things that you should be judging your success or failure on. And I don't think that anybody can fail that actually gets out and tries. It doesn't matter what you do. If you're putting your whole heart into it and you're going out there and you're making an attempt, then that's a success. And don't let anybody tell you that it's not.
There are millions of people on the grid. Advertise to your club groups. Advertise to your clothing group. If you are part of a club, if you are part of a community that isn't normally in relay, advertise to them.
Don't be afraid just to jump in with both feet. If you see a need, you see a concern, you have an idea, grab somebody and let them know. Because A, yes, we may have thought of it, or B, we may not have thought of it. We might have thought of it, tried it, and it failed, but you may have a new twist on it. Pull everybody you love into it and make them bring somebody else with them.
Realize that we're all heading for the same objective. It's to do the most we can to help those people that are going to be going through cancer, that are going to need the support that Relay for Life ends up providing.
I really do wish I could play for you all the entirety of every one of the conversations that I had with the people that I did in order to make this package here, but we'd be here for several hours if that was the case. Each of us talked for a very long time. And while it's hard to define in words what makes up the relay spirit in somebody in Second Life, the one thing that everyone did say, independent of each other, was that there was that moment when they realized that this is where they were supposed to be.
This involvement has turned out to be the best thing that I've done in Second Life.
Wow, that was amazing. That was just awesome. That was so awesome. It is my pleasure now to introduce another lovely lady from Second Life, the inspired dreamwalker, captain, two-time cancer survivor, making strides against breast cancer, co-coordinator, DJ, builder, friend, relayer, and your survivor speaker for today, Sandy Slate.
Hello, everyone. First, let me say thank you. It is an honor and a privilege to have been invited to join you all today as a survivor speaker. Thank you, Noala, Nikki, Mama, Random, and Sting for having me. When I think back to the kickoff ceremony in April, I would never imagine this moment as I sat transcribing Froelic's story for captioning. You see, this season, I had pretty much decided to lay low. I was preparing myself for the coming months, but just not necessarily in the usual relay way. As some of you know, I'm a cervical cancer survivor. I was diagnosed in 2008. It was caught early, and when I had minor surgery to remove the cancerous cells, it showed that the cancer was just beginning to stage. What's funny is it took me years, in fact, not until I was active here in Relay for Life, a Second Life, that I even applied the word survivor to myself. It was just something that I went through, and aside from annual screenings, it didn't slow me down. When I looked at others, I knew who had gone through cancer, mine just didn't seem that consequential. Of course, I knew I was lucky, and I definitely cannot say enough to anyone about getting their annual exams done and their screenings. You really just never know. Another byproduct of being part of Relay for Life here in Second Life was that it brought me to the in-world support groups at Hope Haven. I joined the survivor support group and became part of an amazing community here in World. What I never could know was how much that group would come to mean to me in the future. Fast forward to December 2017. After not quite feeling right for a long time and going through rounds of tests and procedures, I had been diagnosed with another precancer. This time it was endometrial precancer. Really, the only way to treat this type of precancer is through a hysterectomy, so in December I had surgery. Following the surgery, the pathology came back that I had had 2 endometrial tumors and stage 1 endometrial cancer. Of course, I quickly looked up endometrial cancer on cancer.org to learn more and saw that usually this type of cancer is early enough that it hasn't spread outside the endometrium. However, I was referred to a gynecological oncologist, and it turns out that though it was early stage and they were confident all of the cancer was removed with the surgery, the type of tumor I had has a high chance of recurrence, so I was facing chemo and radiation. The next couple of months were busy with all the things you do to prepare yourself as much as you can for what you know is going to change your world completely. Throughout this time, I not only leaned heavily on my family and friends in real life, but also my in-world friends and family, and most especially the survivor group. Remember, my first cancer diagnosis 10 years ago was easy. Simple surgery and life went on. This time around has been completely different. There was the PET scan, and then getting my port in. I had a reaction following the port procedure, and the skin around it became infected and inflamed. I would go into the survivor group chat asking for advice or just to commiserate. Everyone was so reassuring, sharing their own experiences, supporting me every step of the way, and telling me that I was going to love my port as treatments progressed. I replied to that while this was going to be a long-term relationship between my port and myself, we were still in that awkward getting to know you phase and weren't quite sure how things were going to work out. Luckily, the port area healed, and now I do love my port. My first chemo treatment was on April 12th. My 5th one was last week, and my 6th and final one is on July 26th. I can't wait to ring the bell that day, and then on to radiation and whatever else lies ahead. I have been lucky. For the most part, my body has managed the chemo fairly well. The side effects have definitely not always been pleasant, but again, I know many who have had it much worse. One of the worst side effects was having to spend a few days in the hospital in late April due to neutropenic fever when my white blood cell counts dropped too low. The bad part not being the fever, but the awful hospital food. I'm blessed with an awesome network of caregivers, both in real life, but also here in Second Life. One of the biggest source of caregivers are my fellow survivors who have helped me along and held me up in the survivor support group. I think I already mentioned they are amazing. I can't think of how many times when either myself or one of the others randomly opens the chat, just says hello, how are you all doing today, and all of the hugs and love we share. Which brings me to this. If anyone ever asks you, why do you do Relay in Second Life? Or where does the money go? Or makes you think that you're not making a difference, please know that you are. Your Relay efforts are manifested here in Second Life through the survivor and caregiver support groups at Hope Haven on the American Cancer Society region. You can take those people there and tell them, this is why I Relay. I help bring support to cancer patients, cancer survivors, and their caregivers, not only in my real hometown communities, but here in my Second Life communities as well. Again, thank you for all that you do. Your impact is much greater than you can ever know. And if I could leave you with anything else, is to please stay on top of your screenings. And if something else doesn't feel right, keep on top of it, because there are so many more cancers than there are screenings.
Thank you, Sandy. Thank you so much. Now, Random, Mama, and I, Nikki, are going to take you through the next 24-hour journey. But before we do, I want to say big hugs to the Dreamin' in Purple kids. Let's give them another round of applause. They did such a good job opening up today's ceremony. And that adorable little voice at the end is my little man, Justin Micah. Are you here, girls?
Here. I'm here. I'm still trying to get it together.
Yeah. All right. All righty. In the more than 5,200 communities in 20 countries, Relay for Life events make up the signature fundraiser for the American Cancer Society. Each Relay for Life event is special to its community, including this one, this virtual world of Second Life. The movement's true power lies in the combined commitment of thousands of participants, volunteers, and supporters who help the American Cancer Society save lives. And in this community, we are very diverse, from young to old, dragons to fairy, and everything in between. Our relayers log in from all over the world. Our new relayers may wonder why Relay for Life is an overnight event, and we want you to know that there is strong symbolism in this 24-hour event. Our Relay for Life event starts in the morning, and it ends at the next day's morning. The light and darkness of the day and night parallel the physical effects, emotions, and mental state of a cancer patient while undergoing treatment. If you look at the logo of the American Cancer Society, you see the shape of a crescent moon and the rays of the sun accentuated by a single star to the left of the moon. A purpose of this symbol is to remind cancer patients and their loved ones of the victories made in the fight to cure cancer, as well as the progress still needed. It is a reminder to us that there is no reprieve for fighting cancer, for those fighting cancer, or for their loved ones. One of the main catchphrases for Relay is "Cancer never sleeps." The sun, the moon, the star represent the concept of day and night in terms of the length of the event and the struggles faced by cancer patients. These graphics also speak to the countless hours spent by researchers and medical professionals working toward creating and curing the disease.
It's event day and the relay's beginning. We're excited and looking forward to what this day will hold and the experiences that we share. We're thinking about all the things in our life that we're thankful for and how lucky we are to be here together with friends. As the participants arrive to start Relay, we're strong and we're ready for the challenge. In the lightness of the day, we join our friends on the track. We begin to walk strong and full of hope. Our survivors honor us by walking that first lap, joined by their caregivers in celebration. This special lap is a triumph and joyous. It's hope and belief. The early hours of the relay symbolizes the time before the cancer diagnosis.
Later, as darkness begins to fall, the cancer patient's walk into the unknown is represented. That surreal moment when the patient hears those terrifying words, "You have cancer." The state of panic is not really knowing what lies ahead as treatment is determined. That sadness and fear, those agonizing moments when time stands still and temporarily the world just stops spinning. As relayers transition into night, we can imagine the reality of a devastating diagnosis as it settles in and is shared with friends and family. The cancer patient is reaching the deep darkness of loss and the despair that will be felt during the journey. Just as a dark night can leave one with a feeling of uncertainty, so does the cancer diagnosis. As the night goes on, relayers wonder if they have what it takes to keep moving throughout the night, just as the cancer patient at times wonders the same thing. But just as cancer does not sleep, neither do we, and someone, at least one of us, is on that track at all times to continue the journey.
With the coming of the dawn, we see the hope and the light ahead. The end of treatment is in sight. At this point, the cancer patient is tired, but he knows he's going to make it. The morning sunrise brings another full day of life, excitement, and new beginnings. This symbolizes that moment when the survivor experiences the realization that they've done it, and they know they have, and they'll live to see another day. The end of the treatment has come finally, and at this point, relayers who've been on the track for nearly 24 hours are tired, but they too feel the excitement that comes with the new day, cherishing it and its promise of a cancer-free tomorrow. Throughout the 24-hour event, we're reminded of the people who shared the journey with us, from friends to family to caregivers to strangers who all share the same walk.
A poem by Kimberly Reinhardt. I walk because someone dear to me has been touched by cancer. I walk because I care.
I walk to honor those who no longer can. I walk because it's one small thing I can do to make a difference. I can give someone the courage to go on.
I walk because I love someone who's my inspiration, a living example of faith and strength. I walk because I miss someone dearly who would surely walk for me.
I walk because I believe. I believe in a cure that one day will let millions continue to walk and run and live and love.
I walk because I believe in surviving.
I believe
in a cure.
In a cure.
Luciano Lionheart is a popular performer who has shared his amazing talent with many here in Second Life. He's a generous supporter of our relay and performs with pride at many of our events. Luciano is a Norwegian crossover singer known for his interpretations of musical, classical, and jazz standards. He has a famously powerful voice which stretches over 4.5 octaves and has been dubbed the Voice by his loyal SL followers. He has won multiple awards for his performances, including the very prestigious Favorite Male Singer Award at the 2016 Avi Choice Awards. Luciano was diagnosed with skin cancer a few years ago. He is well on the road to recovery now, after going through treatment and happily back to performing in Second Life. He recently made the following announcement to his Facebook followers. As many of you know, I started singing in Second Life a few years ago to keep my voice sharp as I was experiencing some health issues. These issues have dictated my personal and professional life for a few years now, but I am happy to share with you all that I am now finally pretty much healthy and getting back to working full-time as a performer in real life again. I've been offered a new record deal in my native country of Norway, and I will start working on my first solo album in 10 years this fall. I've also signed on to do a tour around Europe in the spring, as well as accepted a part in a musical for much of next year. Luciano Lionheart is an inspiration. He is an example of what strength and hope and belief will do. Ladies and gentlemen, please now enjoy the song called Because We Believe, recorded for us by Second Life's own amazing performer, Luciano Lionheart.
Guarda fuori già mattina, questo è un giorno che ricorderai. Alzati in fretta e vai, c'è chi credente non ti arrenderai. Once in every life there comes a time we walk out all alone and into the light. The moment won't last, but then we remember it again when we close our eyes. Like stars across the sky, e per vincere tu dovrai vincere. We were born to shine, all of us here because we believe. Guarda avanti, non voltarti mai. Walk out all alone and into the light. The moment won't last, but then we remember it again when we close our eyes. Like stars across the sky, e per vincere tu dovrai vincere. We were born to shine, all of us here because we believe. Non arrenderti, qualcuna con te. Like stars across the sky, we were born to shine, e per vincere dovrai vincere. E allora
So that was amazing. Thank you, Luciano. That was what a voice. What a voice. All right, so let's get this celebration started. It's going to quickly, I'm going to quickly go through the day's agenda, let you know what's going on, and then you can get out on that track. So survivors and caregivers, go ahead and make your way to your starting points on the track. We are going to honor caregiver survivors here with us today by asking you to walk the first lap. We ask that everyone else just fan out around the track and stand at the side and cheer them on as they walk that opening lap around the track. This is their day, and stand at the sides and cheer them on. That's what it's for. Cheer loud and proud for our heroes, our cancer survivors and their caregivers. This honor lap will continue until 12:30, and then we ask all of our teams to walk together before we settle into our regular walking schedule and kick off entertainment and activities. Now tonight at 9 p.m., we'll remember those who we lost to cancer will celebrate the people who provided them support during the luminary ceremony. It really gives us the opportunity to remember and celebrate lives. That's at 9 p.m. tonight. 6 a.m. tomorrow morning, I will lead us in the Fight Back ceremony, and these festivities will end the relay at 10 a.m. with a closing ceremony, followed by the final victory lap, which begins at 11. So keep listening. I do want to just quickly jump in and thank our broadcaster partners. Of course, everything is being streamed on Relay Radio this year, and you can get that link to listen outside of Second Life if you'd like to. Just go to relayforlife.org/Second Life, and it's right on the homepage. You can connect to Relay Radio. Thank you to Music to Flyby Radio, T1 Radio, and Gorian Whip Radio for helping get the promos out there all year long and keeping Relay front and foremost in everyone's minds. Keep listening to your audio, or follow again the Relay Radio link from the website to keep up with everything going on. Lots of great stuff happening, different DJs, different entertainment. Be sure to keep an eye on group notices and region messages for announcements. And of course, for the theme changes throughout the weekend, every hour there's a brand new theme that you can dress up for if you like and have a lot of fun with that. So now, please join us in cheering our heroes of hope, our cancer survivors, our reasons to celebrate as they walk off this 2018 United We Relay season. You inspire us. Now let's go relay.
When you start your relay this year, you're going to be pumped. You're with your friends, music's playing, you're ready to go. You're thinking 12 hours of this? No problem. And then you get to hour 6. Halfway there, blisters might be starting to form, your back might be starting to hurt, your head might be starting to ache, but you keep going. And then you get to hour 7 through 9, and at this point, the blisters on your feet have formed. Your back is hurting, your head is aching, but you keep going because you still have a little bit of fight left in you. And then you get to something called your hardest hour. And your hardest hour is the point in cancer treatment and in your relay journey that it would be a lot easier to quit than to keep going. When you reach your hardest hour, keep going. Because cancer treatment takes endurance. It takes everything you've got. It takes your family, it takes your friends, it takes a community. So when you push through your hardest hour, you are showing people that you're not afraid to fight back against cancer, that you are willing to continue to fight for those who can no longer do so. And when we come together, we can see that we are stronger than cancer. Everyone has a story, and everyone's experiences and stories deserve to be told. I'm very lucky and very privileged to say that on Mother's Day in 2010, I was able to finish all of my treatment, and to this day, I've been in complete remission.
Stories worth cheering for. That's Relay for Life. Share yours. Join ours. Make a difference. Visit relayforlife.org/Second Life.
All right, here we go. Here we go, survivors on the track with your caregivers. It is time to celebrate.
Let's It's a celebration. It's a celebration. Celebrate good times, come on. Let's celebrate. There's a party going on right here. A dedication to last throughout the years. So bring your good times and your laughter too. We gon' celebrate and party with you. Come on now. Let's all celebrate and have a good time, yeah, yeah. Celebration. We gon' celebrate and have a good time. It's time to come together. It's up to you. What's your pleasure? Everyone around the world, come on. It's a celebration. It's a celebration. Celebrate good times, come on. Let's celebrate. Come on now. Celebrate good times, come on. Let's celebrate. We're gonna have a good time tonight. Let's celebrate. It's alright. We're gonna have a good time tonight. Let's celebrate. It's alright. Baby, we're gonna have a good time tonight. Let's celebrate. It's alright. We're gonna have a good time tonight. Let's celebrate. It's alright. It's a celebration. Come on and celebrate tonight. 'Cause everything's gonna be alright. Let's celebrate. the sky and fly now. I put my hands up, oh na na, and stand up, oh na na, and hold on, oh na na, to everything I know that makes me so strong. Oh na na, and go on, oh na na, I'm okay. Oh na na, I raise my voice to them and say, although they try to knock me down, I'm gonna stand up, gonna stand my ground. I'm gonna open up my heart to give, because it's the only way to live. I'm gonna be positive, positive. 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 Even though you try to pull me under, I never drown now. So I'm gonna ride the wave, I'm not going down now. That's why I'm gonna fight and stand up for my right. Come and take my hand and let's unite now. I put my hands up, oh na na, and stand up, oh na na, and hold on, oh na na, to everything I know that makes me so strong. Oh na na, and go on, oh na na, I'm okay. Oh na na, I raise my voice to them and say, although they try to knock me down, I'm gonna stand up, gonna stand my ground. I'm gonna open up my heart to give, because it's the only way to live. I'm gonna be positive, positive. 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 Hey, for me now it's the only way to live. I'm gonna give it my all I can give. I'm gonna be higher than you've ever seen. I'm gonna stand taller than I've ever been. I'm gonna be everywhere you know I can. 'Cause although they try to knock me down, I'm gonna stand up, gonna stand my ground. I'm gonna open up my heart to give, because it's the only way to live. I'm gonna be positive, positive. I'm gonna be positive, positive. I'm gonna be positive, positive. I'm gonna be positive, positive.
You're listening to United We Relay, the 2018 Relay for Life, a Second Life on Relay Radio.
Oh, this is Noella on Relay Radio. It is a survivor caregiver celebration on the track right now. So if you are a cancer survivor or a caregiver for someone with cancer, please get on the track and walk. And everyone else, stand along the side and cheer as these amazing heroes go by. This is their time. They are opening the relay for us. And it is just a fantastic song. We've got lots of great tunes coming up this hour and a half till 12:30. The lap's going on. Going to take a little journey ride here, but right now we're going into a beautiful life. That's what I think it is.
These days we've been looking up, we got so much to say, we got someone to love, we got good friends, they're so good to us, and haters can hate, and fakers can front, so we try to live like it's all we got, 'cause for all we know, this could be the last night of our lives. Could chase down every desire we blaze the night with all we've been waiting for all this time. Reaches such great heights, gives us just one perfect night to say, oh, what a beautiful life. Comes out of the dark, we got nothing to fear, we got nothing but heart, can't just wait here, see what it brings, we got too many hopes, we got too many dreams, so we tried to live like it's